And we're back with The Mandalorian, this time season 3, episode 16. Yeah, and what happened last episode? Last episode, best episode of the season so far. Mandalorians came in and were badasses when cleaning out the town of pirates. Vane escaped, annoyed about that, but Gorian Shard is dead, so... And not to mention Tava, Captain Tava of the New Republic put in work last episode by being the one to get the Mandalorians to go and help Grief Karga when the New Republic wouldn't because of the bitch who works for Moff Gideon, who now we know has also escaped from trial. He never made it to trial and he escaped. But it's what Tava found that has got me confused. Apparently there was Beskar at the scene of his breakout, so now we're questioning, like, did a Mandalorian break him out? But why would a Mandalorian break him out after what? Didn't Moff Gideon have like a hand in what happened on Mandalore when the Empire scorched the planet? Didn't Moff Gideon have a hand in that? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he did, but maybe not. But either way, why would a Mandalorian help him escape? So, yeah. I'm wondering where this goes, and I'm not going to waste any time trying to talk about it, so we'll just find out. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're only going to be seeing the review for now. The full-length reaction to this will be on my Patreon, so you go there if you want to watch this. So, yeah, no more messing about, and let's just get into Season 3, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian, starting right now. Okay, I'm going to get the ranking out of the way. Where did I rank this last episode? Last episode was the best one. And then I can't remember where I ranked each episode. Give me a second and I will find... Okay, so episode 5 was the best one. This was definitely not the best episode of this season so far, I'm just going to say that. Episode 5... It wasn't as good as episode 5. Was it as good as episode 2, which was the... Okay, we were on... yeah, we had Pele, R5... I think I got it wrong last episode. Last episode I said that he got R5, that Mando got R5 from Grief Karga, but he didn't. He got it from Pele, didn't he? Okay. Yeah, episode 2 was the Mines of Mandalore arc. The Mines of Mandalore episode. Okay. No, it wasn't as good as that either. Was it better than episode 4, which was the child episode, the one with Paz Vizsla's son? Was it better than that one? I don't think so. Was it better than the episode with Pershing? Probably. It's on that same level. I think it was better than episode 1. I won't say it was the worst episode of this season. I am going to rank it below the episode with Pershing, so second from the bottom. Not to say that this episode was bad. It's mainly just because it was such a deviation for most of the episode from the actual story. But then again, most of the Mandalorian is that way, where he just comes, he knows what he has to do, but then it's like side quest after side quest until we can get to the thing. But this one was weird. First of all, hello Jack Black. And where do I recognise that woman from? Like, I recognise that woman from somewhere. But Lizzo. Is she not a singer, I believe? But yes, okay, it was those two. He was a former Imperial sent to this planet to do something. Can't remember. I wasn't really paying that much attention. But yeah, like I said, the more beautiful the planet is, the more you're gonna find like a devious undertone to it. And it kind of is, because they have all these rogue reprogrammed battle droids and they let them do all the work. They make them do all the work, and the people are just so lazy. The people are so lazy that they let this go on. They let this whole malfunctioning thing go on just so that they don't Like, there's a way to shut down all the droids immediately, and just stop all the problems from happening, but then if you stop it, then the people don't know how to survive, they can't do it without the droids, they can't do it without their servants, and so they let all this pain and suffering, all these mistakes, they let them all happen, because they're too lazy to lift a finger and do something themselves. Which was just mad. Like, as the episode went on, I kept thinking, like, I recognise Hellgate, but where from? I can't believe I didn't recognise him immediately. Like, I kept looking at his face and thinking, like, I recognise that from somewhere. It's fucking Doc, isn't it? It's Uncle Fester. Christopher Lloyd in Star Wars. Jack Black in Star Wars. Lizzo in Star Wars. Oh, I can't believe I missed it. Like, I just kept looking at his face like, I've seen that face before. But I couldn't picture where. And I wasn't even thinking about it, I was just listening to the story. And I wasn't even thinking about where I've seen him before. I just let it go. But then as the episode went on, I was thinking, like, I know I've seen that face before, but where? Ah, I'm angry with myself that I didn't get it sooner. I'm angry. But yeah, he was the one in charge of all this stuff. All these droids, he's overseeing everything. And he's letting it happen because he's unhappy with the way that Jack, what's his name, Bombardier or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, exactly. That a lot of this stuff in this episode, like the names of characters, I can't remember, except Hellgate, because honestly, who can forget a name like when your name is Hellgate? But yeah, he was just unhappy with the way things were running, and he's a former separatist loyalist. That's interesting. Makes sense why he's using all these battle droids, and we got a name drop of Count Dooku in here as well. And it makes sense. It makes sense as well because I believe that the guards in the palace with Jack Black and Lizzo, I'm just going to call them that, they were wearing clone trooper or stormtrooper armor. It was white armor, but I think it was clone trooper armor. The whole episode, it was like a mystery episode, like whodunit, finding the loaded bait. To hear Matthew Wood's voice again, coming live in a live-action battle droid, B1 battle droid, and then to have that chase scene with the super battle droid. Like, if those super battle droids could all perform like that in the Clone Wars, how did the Republic lose? How did the Republic win with battle droids that can perform like that? And I love seeing the super battle droids in live action, like, properly move as well, because obviously back in the early 2000s with episode 2 and episode 3, you couldn't do much with them without making it look over CGI, but this one looks great. I just love seeing the battle droids again. And then once they'd killed the battle droid, and then they were setting up like the crime scene and everything, and then having the autopsy, it was like, this is a murder it's like a murder mystery for a battle droid, and it's so weird. And then you find out that they've basically been drugged to act like the way they do. Because they all drink at this, they all get reprogrammed at this bar called the Resistor, which is not a bar you want to call a place where battle droids go to, is it? The Resistor. It's not exactly a place you'd send separatist battle droids to go to. Yeah, these battle droids drink, and for a second there was Ugnaughts in this episode as well, and I loved that Din Djarin was able to use the "I have spoken" line, talking about Queel and everything. He knows how to communicate with Ugnaughts. And for a second there, I thought we were going to do a little switchy switch when Bo-Katan was being hostile to the Ugnaughts, but Din Djarin could communicate with them, and then Bo-Katan was being civil with the droids, but then Din Djarin was the one being hostile. I thought he was going to do like a little switchy switch here. He knows how to communicate with Ugnaughts, she knows how to communicate with droids. So, but yeah, we didn't have like the glaring We didn't have like that moment where he's like, oh, these droids are not so bad, because he's still got that distrust of droids. There's only one that he trusts, and we've still got that going on. I wonder when IG-11 is going to show up again. I miss him at this point. Now that I know he's probably going to be coming back, I desperately want him. I didn't miss him as much when I thought he was gone permanently, but now I do, because I know he's coming back. Or I think he's coming back. They wouldn't have put that stuff in the first episode if he wasn't coming back. Yeah, and basically all these droids have been drugged. With the Nepenthe. That was a weird name. I don't know how I remembered that, but it's got these nano droids in it that have chain coding in them to reprogram them the way that Hellgate wants. All the while that Bo-Katan and Din Djarin are doing this, Grogu's just getting pampered by this Duchess and getting knighted as well at the end of it. Sir Grogu. What the hell is that? Using the Force to help her win the game as well. And then through it all, we got reunited with Axe Woves, and I don't know her name. I just call her Sasha Banks now, or Mercedes Monet, whichever one. But obviously, her real name is Mercedes Varnado or Venado. But yeah, I know her as the professional wrestler Sasha Banks. But yeah, the whole point was to reunite with them and the other Mandalorians to try and get them on her side. And finally, Bo-Katan has the Darksaber back in her possession, all because of the stuff that happened in episode 2. So I'm glad we didn't have to go through the whole thing of like Bo-Katan and Din Djarin having to fight one another to the death. So I'm happy about that, because now it means we don't have to lose either of them, or them pissing each other off. And it seems like they've recruited the Mandalorians back to their side. So now we've got Din Djarin's covert and now Bo-Katan's loyalists that form a mercenaries. Looks like they're back in order. Like I said, it's weird to see all these Mandalorians walking around with no helmets on. It's weird at this point. Like, I'm used to it being like just from Bo-Katan and that's it, but to see everyone around here walking in Mandalorian armour with their helmets off, it's strange at this point. But yeah, a fun episode, mostly a deviation from like the seriousness of the rest of the show, I think. Still got no idea about the stuff happening with Moff Gideon. We didn't get any answers on that. And didn't get anything with the bitch back on Coruscant either. This very much felt like a deviation from like the course that we were going on for this season. But yeah, either way, I'm happy to get back on track with. Hopefully, we'll get back on track with it next episode. But then again, this wasn't a bad episode. It was an entertaining one. And so we had 3 major guest stars in Lizzo, Jack Black and Christopher Lloyd, all canon in Star Wars now, so how can you be angry with that? I'm going to be back at Mandalorian tomorrow. Until next time, that is all we've got for now. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!